Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Yellowstone's first big death backs up case is dying theory. A closer look at Lee Dutton's Dave Annable, death in Yellowstone in the context of the Dutton family tree supports the theory that Kayce Dutton, Luke Grimes, will die in Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western epic. The connection is sobering after Yellowstone foreshadowed Kayce's death in Season 5, Episode 12. Things are coming to a head for the Duttons as they round out Yellowstone's fifth chapter. The second half of Yellowstone Season 5 experienced production delays, but Sheridan planned its ending from the start. Thus, the series' first Dutton death of the five-season saga may foreshadow its last tragedy. Kayce has a more active role in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, starting with his father's unexpected death. While Kayce, Monica, Kelsey Asbill, and Tate, Brecken Merrill were settling in a house on the Dutton Ranch, the father had distanced himself from his family's affairs. However, after Kevin Costner's John Dutton i.e. meets his fate, Kayce takes an active role in his murder investigation. While he chooses not to murder the man responsible for his father's death in Episode 12, opting to count coup, Kayce is dangerously positioned as Yellowstone Season 5 concludes. The first milestone in a long line of Dutton tragedies is Lee's death in the Yellowstone series premiere. Lee accompanies his father, a convoy of law enforcement, and cowboys to take back their cattle from Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham. As Lee and the others storm the Broken Rock tribe to take back their cattle, things turn violent and a gunfight ensues. Ultimately, the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch convoy retreats its cattle. However, the eldest Dutton challenges the tribe members on the scene, causing Monica's older brother, Robert Long, Jeremiah Bitsu, to shoot and kill him. Kayce gets entangled in the start of the range war, as he is rounding up cattle for the Broken Rock tribe, which includes his wife and son. Upon witnessing Lee's death, Kayce shoots Monica's brother to protect himself. The youngest Dutton then carefully walks his brother's body back to the ranch on horseback. Thus, Lee's death marks the beginning of Kayce's reemergence at the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. The event is divisive, turning a simple dispute over cattle into an all-out range war for the ranch, setting up the narrative arc for Yellowstone and its spin-offs. As Sheridan expanded his neo-Western empire after Yellowstone began, the additional stories clarified that Lee's death is just a part of the ranch's history and the sacrifices made to maintain it. Specifically, Sheridan has a way of leaving a single child alive in the clans of the rich Dutton family tree. In 1883, Elsa Isabel May meets a tragic, defining fate, leaving Audie Ricks John Dutton I as the only surviving child of James, Tim McGraw, and Margaret, Faith Hill Dutton. While John survives and the parents have another child, tragedy follows the Duttons into the Great Depression. James and Margaret had Spencer before Brandon Sklenar played the character in the cast of 1923. Still, his brother, James Badge-Dale's John, dies in 1923 Season 1, Episode 3, The War Has Come Home, which leaves Spencer as the only surviving son of James and Margaret. John Dutton i.e.'s father, Dabney Coleman's John Dutton II, continues the trend since he has no known siblings. Even Costner's John Dutton i.e. was an only child. His brother Peter died as a baby, noted in Yellowstone when John he died and again when Monica and Kayce's son, John IV, died. The drama of one remaining Dutton per generation dominates every Yellowstone story. It only makes sense that Season 5, Part 2 would continue the trend, and if it does, only one Dutton sibling can remain. Considering Tate's conversation with his father about his death in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 12, Kayce might not survive the series. The development would single out Kelly Reilly's Beth as the last of a generation, solidifying the trend for the next, since Beth can't have children of her own. Kayce's death would leave Tate as the only seventh-generation heir to the family's legacy. Tragedy surrounds the lives of the Duttons in Yellowstone. Sheridan's existing 1883 and 1923 stories prove that the screenwriter makes a habit of leaving minimal Duttons surviving to pass on the family's legacy, upping the stakes and drama. Therefore, Kayce would top off all the other untimely deaths in Yellowstone Season 5. Kayce and Lee's deaths could serve as bookends to the series, potentially marking the beginning and end of the family's modern range war. The loss of John's youngest son would make for a tragic ending, but considering Elsa's death and 1883's ending, it would be thematically expected. Since its debut, Yellowstone has captured audiences with its blend of modern cowboy drama and Shakespearean family power struggles. At its heart lies the Dutton family, whose legacy revolves around protecting their sprawling Montana ranch at any cost. As we've watched this saga unfold, death has been a recurring theme, violent, unpredictable, and often heart-wrenching. However, the first significant death in Yellowstone's timeline carries more weight than many realize, potentially reinforcing a chilling theory. Kayce Dutton is destined to die. The gravity of Yellowstone's first major death. In the early seasons of Yellowstone, Lee Dutton's death serves as the catalyst for much of the family's internal and external conflict. As the eldest son and presumed heir to the Dutton Empire, Lee's murder during a skirmish with the Broken Rock Reservation irrevocably alters the family dynamic. His absence creates a vacuum that Kayce, the youngest son, reluctantly steps into. Lee's death wasn't just a tragic moment for the Dutton family. It marked the beginning of a bloody chain of events that has haunted them ever since. His loss symbolizes the vulnerability of the Duttons despite their wealth and power. This vulnerability manifests not only in their battles against external enemies, but also in the emotional and psychological scars borne by the surviving family members. Lee's death, however, may have been more than just a tragic twist of fate. It could foreshadow the ultimate fate of Kayce, who has been plagued by visions, omens, and his own deep-seated guilt throughout the series. Kayce's vision quest, a warning or a curse. One of the most compelling aspects of Yellowstone is its subtle intertwining of Native American spirituality with the Dutton family's struggles. Kayce's connection to Monica and her heritage has placed him at the crossroads of two worlds: the legacy of his forebears and the spiritual traditions of the Broken Rock people. In Season 4, Kayce undergoes a harrowing vision quest, an ancient ritual meant to bring clarity and guidance. Instead, it leaves him with cryptic and ominous images. Among the most chilling is a vision of two paths, neither of which leads to a clear resolution. The ritual seems to suggest that Kayce must make an impossible choice, one that could cost him everything. Kayce later confesses to Monica that his vision revealed something unsettling. "I saw the end of us." While this could be interpreted as the end of their relationship, many fans believe it points to something far graver, the end of Kayce's life. A curse passed down through tragedy. The Duttons being cursed by their unyielding grip on the Yellowstone ranch. Every generation has faced immense loss, often tied to their relentless pursuit of protecting their land and legacy. Lee's death, in many ways, was the first domino to fall in the Dutton family's modern-day tragedies. John Dutton, the patriarch, has made it clear that the ranch is worth sacrificing everything for, even family. But this unwavering devotion comes at a steep cost. Kayce's growing involvement in the family business places him squarely in the crosshairs of the same forces that claimed Lee's life. In many ways, Kayce is the spiritual successor to Lee. He's the one John relies on most, the one who shoulders the family's burdens even when he wishes to escape them. But this parallel to Lee may also seal Kayce's fate. If Lee's death marked the beginning of the family's curse, Kayce's death could symbolize its culmination. Thematic echoes, redemption through sacrifice. Throughout Yellowstone, the idea of sacrifice is a recurring motive. John Dutton himself is no stranger to sacrifice, having lost his wife and multiple children to the harsh realities of their way of life. Kayce's arc has been defined by his constant struggle between doing what's right for his family and protecting his own soul. If Kayce's death is indeed on the horizon, it would fit thematically within the show's narrative. His passing could serve as a tragic form of redemption, freeing him from the curse of the Dutton name and allowing his son, Tate, a chance to break free from the cycle of violence and vengeance. Kayce's visions during the quest suggest that his sacrifice might be the only way to ensure his family's survival. The question remains, will he meet his fate willingly, as a martyr for his family, or will it come as a cruel twist of fate, echoing Lee's untimely demise? The importance of generational cycles. Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind Yellowstone, has consistently explored the idea of generational trauma. Each Dutton generation repeats the mistakes of the past, often with devastating consequences. The deaths of family members, Lee, Jamie's unborn child, and even the near-death experiences of John and Beth highlight how the Duttons are ensnared in an endless cycle of bloodshed.